This tutorial shows you how a PHP web application can be attacked if we don't make some input validation at the server side. So in this tutorial, I will show you how to pull out some additional information which is originally not allowed by the PHP application. If you look at the web page here, I'm only allowed to retrieve information about the titles table. So this is all information about titles. I do not have any way, any application, any web pages provided to me to retrieve the information about authors. So in the following, I'm going to replay the traffic a little bit so that I could massage the data submitted a little bit, trigger the system to actually pull out the data from the authors table. So the idea is actually pretty simple. We will record a normal traffic first, and then we will somehow massage the post header a little bit so that we could submit some malicious data. So let's first try to capture a normal traffic. So here I'm using a TCP dump command to capture all the traffic going through the loopback interface, and I'm recording everything in a file called abc.cap. Let's click the button. Well, let's start the sniffer. Click the button, get the traffic, record it, and stop it. So I have a file called actually abc.cap. I'm going to modify this file to keep the post request only. So first of all, notice that this is our post request. We can delete everything before this line. So this vim command means to delete from line 1 to the current line. So here .t represents the current line. And then I could delete the rest after the data. So here, this means delete everything from the current line to the last line. So I delete the rest. That's my post header for the request that sends to db1.php. You can see here in the post body, our selected value is title. So this keyword title is embedded in the select statement. And when this entire select statement is executed, it's retrieving the title of every book. Currently, I only have one book in the data table, but of course, you can add more records on your own Linux system. So at this moment, what we want to do is that we want to modify this data payload so that we can construct a SQL query to retrieve data from the authors table. So what I'm going to do is start from authors and then dash dash. So here dash dash actually means to comment out the rest of every word on the same line. So later in the next slide, I will explain why this attack would work. So at this moment, just remember this. I typed something like this: star from authors and then dash dash. So I have to make sure that the content length matches exactly the data string here. So you can see that we are currently at column 22. So this character is called column 22. That means that my data string is 22 characters long. Let's now save the file and let's replay the data using netcat. So here recall that -q1 in your previous assignment. This means that to make the netcat to wait a second before everything is shut down. Whoops, again, we have encountered a trick because of the content encoding. So let's modify that file again, remove the line of gzip encoding so that we can see the results. Let's play the file again. So we have our information nicely laid out here. You can see actually this is the debugging information printed by our PHP file, but the data retrieved is Jack London from the authors table. So you can see that if we do not perform good input validation or input filtering here at the server side, our application can be actually very vulnerable.